Hi, good morning. What you see behind me uh, used to be my office when I started 10 years back. No, this is not some private mansion or I can't afford this pool or private pool. No, this is my club, my society club. This is where I started. And I had a very simple routine in those days uh, because I could not afford an office. I would come over here in the morning, early morning, have a swim, then sit down and eat my packed breakfast or eat something from the cafe, and till say from 8 to 2 I would work here. 2 o'clock my family on their way back from school, they would pick me up, we would have lunch together, and maybe 3 to 6 would be my time of sending emails, calling up customers, actually more prospecting in those days, calling up prospects, prospective clients, and that's how I would end my day. Now, why this club was very important, and when I reflect over here, there was certain significant events which happened here. One was that I wrote my thesis here after I finished my research and everything. I wrote my thesis sitting over here. And secondly, all the planning for WhiteSpace, how does one go about what would be the milestones, everything happened over here. All the self doubts, uh, the questions which came to my mind, everything, I would ruminate and think over here, away from distraction. Which brings me to the point of the video. Why I'm today we work from a small office. The club was also tied closed because of COVID. But the reason for this video is that there is a need for white space in our life. And please, white space is not about the company white space, but white space is about your time to reflect and ruminate without getting distracted or without interruptions. That is what I'm calling as white space. And there is a need for that in our lives. And one doesn't need to have very salubrious surroundings to find that white space. It can happen. It can happen in your own home. It can happen when you're taking a walk. But yes, there is there are two requirements for the same. First requirement is that you should be free from interruptions, which means that no incoming calls, no emails. Maybe you are doing it at a time when everyone is asleep, either early in the morning or maybe late in the night. It's your prerogative, whatever suits you. But more important is, see, the interruptions can be minimized. You can always keep for that half an hour, 45 minutes. You can keep your phone on flight mode, and nobody will disturb you. But more than the outside interruptions, it's the distractions, our tendency to get distracted, and that is when the mobiles have to be off. We need to be away from our social media feed for 40-45 minutes. Meditation is one way to reflect and center. I have done a bit of meditation, and from the regular practitioners of meditation, some of you might be there is a huge amount of benefit. But what I'm talking about is not exactly meditation. I'm talking about uh, thinking, ruminating about certain problems which you have or certain opportunities. It's more of reflection, not empty mind, reflection, and that is a bit away from meditation. But meditation definitely gives you a mind to reflect. So you can find your own white space. It can be done. It's just spending half an hour or 45 minutes with yourself. So maybe in your appointment or to-do list, we give everyone appointments. We schedule Zoom meetings. We have every minute which is chalked at 10:30 to 10:40 or whatever. But in that 24 hours, schedule some time with yourself. Schedule an appointment with yourself, 40 to 45 minutes. I think in paucity of time, what works best for me actually is my morning walk. Those 40-45 minutes, I'm burning calories also, trying to minimize the impact of my love for food. At the same time, I use the time for reflection. I don't check my mobile when I'm walking in the morning. I don't listen to music when I'm walking in the morning. I don't want any inputs, any external inputs, and that is something which helps me to plan for the day, helps me to find out some answers to the questions. That is what works for me. But you need to find out what works for you, keeping those two things in mind: less of distractions and less of interruptions. Actually, minimal distractions and minimal interruptions, just for 40 minutes a day. On that note, uh, thank you once again for watching, and hoping that you start on your journey to find your white space. Thank you. God bless.